Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shut Door or Door Shut. Coming back to you with episode 6 of Direwolf20's 1.19 mod pack. And today we are getting on to power production. So behind me here is a new building, and this is where we're going to be placing our power. This I completely forgot there's a crafting table up there. Anyway, this is going to be our basic power plant type of situation. What kind of power are we going to be putting in here exactly? Well, we're going to look into Powah. Powah is one of those mods that is basically for getting power, RF power, or FE to be precise. And what we're going to do to get into this is create what is called dielectric paste. This is one of the basic crafting materials inside of Powah. As you can see here, this thermo generator, which I'll explain what a thermo generator is in a minute. But the dielectric paste is required for a lot of things, like the dielectric casing, which need dielectric rods, which need iron bars and dielectric paste. It all comes full circle. We also need thermo plates, which require blaze powder and basic capacitors, or tiny basic capacitors, which basic capacitors are this. Then they can be converted into the tiny ones, which then can be used to make thermal plates. Okay? So there's quite a few things that we need to get into here. So let me actually grab some netherrack while we're talking and throw that in here. This will give us some blaze rods. So yeah. So in here we have, oh, where are they? Right here. We have blaze rods. These blaze rods are going to be extremely useful because we can take them, pulverize them to actually get 3 blaze powder per blaze rod. I think that's a decent amount, right? Because you only get 2 per normally. Just wanted to verify. Honestly, okay. So we'll get a decent chunk of blaze powder. But first, let's get some dielectric paste. Dielectric paste is got 2 different recipes. First off, you can use blaze powder to get 16 dielectric paste, which requires less clay, less coal, but you only get 16. This one we're going to go 24 and not use blaze powder. Okay? So let me actually grab iron. And off camera, I have been doing a lot of resource gathering and in general just making it easier to get into power mechanism and all of that stuff. So let's go for one of these. Let's go for another set. I have 4 buckets in total. Actually, no, I have 6 buckets in total. So we can actually get some dielectric paste here. And a decent amount of it. Okay? Okay. So now we'll make some iron bars. We'll just make 2 sets, get 32. And we'll need the dielectric casing. Of course, we can actually make this. And I think I want to make about 4 of these in total. So 8, you need 4 per center piece, right? So let's look back at this. You need 4 of these. You need vertical and horizontal. You can intertwine these. Just throwing the vertical ones in the actual crafting table will get you horizontal. So just count this as 4 pieces. So 2 of these would be 4 total cubes or whatever they're called, casings. Okay. So let's go for half of these to horizontal. And then we can make some dielectric casings. There we go. We've got 4 of those bad boys. Now let's get some basic capacitors. We'll need some redstone. Also, this is a problem with Forge. I did look into the issue. It has been solved as of the latest version of Forge, but the version we are on is not fixed. It's not actually a problem with functional storage. It is just a problem with Forge. Should be fixed in the future when they choose to update this pack, which is fantastic news because it is kind of annoying. All right. We'll just get 4 of these bad boys, and we'll go for basic capacitor. Let's go for 2 sets, which will be 8. So that'll mean we have 16. And we can then go for thermo plates, which requires blaze powder. Let's get rid of some of this clay for a second. All right, so we got 45 blaze powder. We got 2 more blaze rods. I do have a plan for making blaze rods in the future. We're just going to not worry about that right now. So let's grab 6 of these because that's all we can make. And that'll just be 2 for now. And these do not stack, which is fine. So let's just do this for a second here. Throw the clay in there. Perfect. And we can just kind of dispose of that clay and stuff for a second. So what is a thermo generator? Thermo generators are one of the interesting power systems of Powah because they actually don't require fuel. They require a catalyst of sorts, but they do not require fuel. So let's go over to the power station and let's actually get these set up. They, hopefully, this will not catch this on fire, but I'm pretty sure that the actual, like, protection thing prevents griefing. So hopefully I'm right about that and we don't burn this whole place down. If I'm wrong about it, oh well, I will learn from my mistakes. Okay? Okay. So we'll put 2 pieces of lava, 1 for each machine, and it looks like fire is spreading. Let's just do that real quick. All right. So we've got 2 thermo generators. Are these the right? So let me remember here. I believe these require water. So if we can quickly grab a sink. Okay, so a sink, terracotta, water bucket, and iron ingot. So I've got a water bucket in here. We can grab no iron. We already got plenty. And then terracotta, which I actually have in here. All right. So grab a sink. And then we want some sort of fluid cable. I legitimately could be using laser IO. I just really don't want to invest that time as of current to, and also the resources. I want to be a little bit more stable than what I am to actually do that. But it does not look like we have any sort of bricks. Actually, there we go. Okay. And then gold nuggets. We don't have any of those either, so let's just grab some gold nuggets from here. Compacting drawers are fantastic. All right. And then I believe this hammer will actually work with these cables. But basically the water is just like a coolant. There's no actual fuel use. Hey, yeah, this does catch fire. That's okay. We will sort this out in a second here. Let me pick up the lava. Mistakes are made. It's fine. Mistakes happen, and that's just part of life. Let's grab some logs, and let's fix this real quick. Okay. So, what have we learned? Well, not a whole lot, but it's fine. Let's grab some fire-resistant blocks. We got some tough. Can we make, like, bricks out of this or something? Polished tough? Let's actually go for polished tough. I should be able to surround this with this block. Actually, I think I kind of want something that, like, actually looks like it's connecting. Just a little bit. And Quark does offer some bricks, so... I don't know if this will actually work, by the way, but we're about to see. Like, if placing blocks around this will actually do anything. Like, I would think that would contain the lava. But if it doesn't, that's okay. We'll just replace the whole floor. All right, so sink. Let's put this right here. Fluid cable here, here. Bump this. Oop, nope. Okay, so just right click. That should input water, and we are generating power. Fantastic. Using laser IO in the future for this will definitely be a lot easier, just because then you won't have to worry about fluid, energy transfer, all of that. It can all be done in one section. But all right. So how are we looking with power? So if we have 2 of these, right? So thermo generators. These produce 20 Fe a tick, right? Which isn't a whole lot. I will be honest. It is very, very little compared to where we need to be. Okay? So 20 of those, this actually is producing, let's see, 16 RF a tick. Okay? That should produce around 40 RF a tick with 100% RF production. So you can see that we have a very, very minimal power setup. Of course, we could work on, actually, let me go over here and muffle this real quick. So press 1, anchor, and then do thermal. Furnace pulverizer, there we go. So we should look at getting Thermo Generator Basic, which will produce 60 Fe a tick. They are a bit more expensive, of course, because you require 2 full basic capacitors, but it is an option. So I think since we don't have a lot of blaze powder, we really need to focus on making a better quantity, or better quality than quantity. The less we have to make of these, probably the better. So let's actually get the lava picked up here. Okay. And I'll get the floor fixed in a little while. But let's pick these two up. Not really worried about fluid or anything of that sort. All right. And then we will go for this, which requires redstone. Let's quickly toss away that, and that. And I don't think I can combine these back, so it looks like we'll have to just get a whole nother set, which is fine. Grab 2 more sets. Let's go for these. More redstone. All right. 1, 2, 3. That should be fine. Then we'll do... Oh, nope. Clicking the wrong things here. Basic. Basic. And you did see that there is a lot of different tiers to these. Of course, this requires energized steel, which requires energizing, which is a whole nother process we will get into sooner or later, not as of current. I also keep getting random stuff in my inventory. Like random tools. It's really annoying. There's always that like one mod for some reason that just gives you a ton of like random items. Like Enchanted Books was last season. This season it is random tools that I will never use. And I think they're from Apotheosis. I think. I can't confirm that because I really have no idea. Okay. So these are producing 60 Fe a tick, which basically is the max output of the other machines that we have in our base. Fantastic. Awesome. I love it. All right, so now how are we going to use this power? Well, I kind of want to attempt to transfer that power over here, which is a crazy idea, but I think I want to do it. I think I want to run some cables to actually do that. So, how are we going to do that? So, we have energy cables, which I mean aren't that expensive, but I think we'll go with that for right now. Not the smartest option, but it's an option that I think I'm going to take it. I usually don't just run a whole lot of cables for no real reason. So, you know what? We might as well do that. All right. So we got 64 of these bad boys. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of make a hole. We'll put that plate back down in a second. Zoom in on the map here so we can actually see where we are. Type I think, right about here. Nope, we're at the wall. Okay, that's actually perfect. So we'll actually just start running cables. All right. And of course, we can just wrench these to output. And we also do not have a way to cover these cables, but that's okay. We could probably make this a little nicer. But I need to go get some logs. Alrighty, so everything should be nice and neat now. Well, besides this cable, but that is fine. I'm okay with that. Everything should be up and running. We've got this doing blaze rods. I'd love to be able to get this better. I know how to get this better. It's just going to take some time because we need a lot more power than what we're producing right now. All right. So the goal is to, I'm going to run you through this. Okay. The goal is to get what we call a magmatic or magma crucible, not magmatic, magma crucible. The magma crucible can make lava from cobblestone. Cobblestone making lava means that we can make, oh, where is it? Doodly-doo. I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, come on. There's a way to make netherrack. If I can spell, right? So in with netherrack, we can make, let's see, this, which does require RF. We could do magma blocks, which are from the doodly-doo lava. So you basically could create a infinite cycle of netherrack using integrated dynamics. You also could do this recipe or this recipe, which I mean is a little bit more complicated. But having something like this where you have two mechanical drying basins, taking lava to magma block to netherrack, and just repeat that process continuously would cause a blaze rod farm to exist. While it is a low chance for blaze rods to actually come out of netherrack, it is a 5% chance. That is still a 5% chance nevertheless, and you would never be wasting any materials because your power system is free because it's the thermo generators. Even though you would need 8,000 RF, I believe that's overall. I don't believe that is per tick. You would then have basically it goes from your power system, it comes out to cobblestone, right? You have a cobblestone generator, you kickstart it, taking cobblestone to the magma crucible. Magma crucible creates 1,000 millibuckets of lava, 1,000 millibuckets of lava going to the machine drying basin. The machine drying basin then gives you a block, or the magma block. The magma block then becomes netherrack inside of the mechanical drying basin, and then you repeat that process to continuously get the blaze rods. That piece of cobblestone would actually never disappear because it goes from cobblestone to cobblestone at the start and end, right? So I hope that makes sense. I may have messed up a little bit there, but that is the plan, is to create it to where you have one piece of cobblestone, 64, doesn't really matter, that goes from cobblestone to lava to magma blocks to netherrack back to cobblestone, and potentially getting a blaze rod from this machine here. It seems very inefficient. It really does. But you think about this. We duplicate that 4 or 5 times. You have a 4 times you have a 20% chance of getting a blaze rod from one of those machines. You duplicate it 10 times, you do have a higher chance because then each machine has a 5% chance and you have a whole bunch of them. And instead of waiting for one piece of netherrack to go, you have 5 pieces or 10 pieces or 20 pieces or 30 pieces, which in fact would just give you a blaze rod farm without needing any blazes to be involved. Just an idea, right? We'll execute that sometime. I honestly just came up with this a while ago. The drying basins is the only part that we really don't have. Mechanical. I mean, it's not hard to get. I do have I do have some of the required things to actually get that, which is the where is it at? Crystallized Merlin, and we also have the Merlin saplings and Merlin berries because I cut down a few of those trees. So it would require some materials, but I definitely need to get a little bit more power before we do any of that. So let's quickly cyclic. I want to get rid of the what is that, grindstone? Actually, I think that's using the grindstone. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so with that, I'm going to work on getting a few more thermo generators. And then from there, I will be back and hopefully we can have enough power to make a system of infinite blaze rods. Why do I want infinite blaze rods? That's also another question. They're just decent to have. Since I couldn't find any in the actual nether, being able to just produce them indefinitely would be a fantastic thing. Huh. Ring of the Blaze. Fancy. But yeah, that's really the only reason I want these, just to have them. They'll also be useful for ender chest, ender tanks, all of that jazz. So I'll be back. I'll see you guys in a second. Hopefully we can, you know, make some power. Alrighty, so we're gonna make up a drying basin, and then we're also gonna make up a squeezer. These two things are required to get into integrated dynamics. It's one of the simplest things to get into, but I didn't do this last season, 1.18. I really just kind of didn't bother, per se, with integrated dynamics, just because I wanted to kind of give it a little bit more of a challenge. And integrated dynamics does so much useful things that it is kind of just absurd in a sense, because it is just fantastic, right? So squeezer, we've got the basin, we've got the squeezer, and what we'll do is we'll set these down here for right now. These do not require power. They actually require manual labor for the squeezer, I believe. I think you have to jump on it. Okay, so if we grab a plank, we throw that in here and we just start jumping. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Pretty sure. Let's grab a tank real quick. Nope, I need redstone as well. I'm pretty sure this is backwards. Nope, correct. Mechanism, basic energy or fluid tank. All right, can I don't remember how exactly this works. It's been a minute. I mean, we could just straight up do something like this, right? And then I think a lever or a button of some sort. And we could just make a, let's just make a lever. Yep, there you go. So that resets it. And we just jump. Okay, and we just need to get 1,000 in here. Okay, so I think we can just do straight logs, can't we? There we go. So there's 1,000. And what'll happen is this will dry over time. There we go. So we now have a block, which is the crystallized marl, and we'll just repeat this. So marl log, jump on this. Okay. And then just keep going, because we'll need a few of these blocks. All right. So we actually need 8 of these. So we've got 7. We'll need 1 more, which is this last one right here. Boom. Looks like we got a little bit of fluid left. That's fine. So we'll then need to grab an energy basin, which means more redstone. So we'll need 2 of these bad boys. Actually, 4 of these. Can I make 4? Oh, I don't have enough crystallized parts. Okay, let me get some more fluids, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we've got our 1 mechanical drying basin. Let's grab another, which means that we will need a little bit more iron. Come on. There we go. Okay, so the way we want to do this is, I think right here should work. I want to get laser IO, but that's going to be a little bit more required than anything else. So let's place, I mean, we really can't do anything yet, right? The reason that's a good idea to get these anyway is because we can now get blocks of crystallized marl and all that stuff quicker. There's actually quite a few things you can do with this. See, there's even leather. Fantastic. Tons and tons of interesting stuff to look at with this. Kelp. Okay. But we have these. Next thing we need to get is actually a magma crucible, right? Magma crucible. And this will actually be the choking point of this whole operation, by the way. I didn't point this out earlier, but the problem with the magma crucible is it is slow. Even with all of the upgrades and all the augments you could wish for, it is very, very slow. Having 3 or 4 of these for this is probably the best option, which requires a lot of power, might I add. Yeah, like, let's see, where is the recipe? It requires 200,000 RF in total to make 1,000 millibuckets of lava. Okay, we've got to keep that in mind, right? And that is gonna be a lot. Okay, just so we know. But with that, we have 2 of the required items that we need to get this machine process going. I'm going to get these on camera, by the way, because this is Invar, and we'll learn about that next episode. But we'll get either probably 2 or 4 of these, depending. I'm going to work on getting more power and all of that jazz as well. It is just going to take some time, right? We will need a lot of blaze rods. Of course, since I couldn't find any blazes, it's going to be just process of crushing netherrack and this crushing macerator, and hopefully getting blaze rods. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I hope to see you guys around. Bye-bye!